All right, what is up? It's your boy Matt Mason back again with, some people call them Team Race Brain. Others call them Team Rich Ryan. Same coach, lot of synergy. I call them my friends. We've got Jack Bauer, Michelle Navarro. Jack, Michelle, how we doing today?
What's up?
Pretty
Nice
good.
to be back.
I think we should be Team Sweet Potato because we found the best snacks ever at Costco, and I didn't realize she
Team
also
Sweet
ate them.
Yes,
They're
okay.
amazing.
I have to give a shout out to Julie Best because she is the one that brought them on our hiking trail running trip. They are from Costco and they are just, I don't even know if they're dried sweet potato, but they're just
steamed.
sweet potato sticks and they're phenomenal.
Nice. What kind of seasoning we got on them?
Literally nothing. Like you don't
One
need
ingredient.
them. I know it sounds ridiculous, but they're so good.
Okay, so you're telling me that they're just like sweet potato sticks from Costco. I mean, I'm on board. I love sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
Currently, right now, my obsession is air fried sweet potatoes with a little salt, pepper, onion powder, a little cayenne pepper, and a little red pepper. And it's been pretty nice. But you're telling me just plain old sweet potato
It's
sticks.
straight sweet potato. And these are not crunchy. They're not dried fruit. Like I feel like that's more like chewy. I don't know. How would you describe this, Jack?
It's not. I don't know.
I don't know how to describe it. It's like
They're
a level of its
soft,
own.
and they're not like taffy. It's not like jerky.
Right.
It's just a very good snack.
If we
But
put
yeah.
these into Jack's butt, where do they come out in terms of
I know where they come out on my butt.
where do they come out of? Where do they come out in terms of snacks?
I don't. They're a
They're up
highly
there.
rated snack.
Highly rated snack. All right, fair enough. All right, well, you heard it here, folks. We're not just talking hybrid fitness. We're also talking nutrition. Go ahead, head on over to Costco. Is there a brand? Are they Costco brand?
I actually don't know what the brand is.
I took a picture. Give me 5 seconds. I should have this because I posted it in the group.
This could be a whole episode.
Organic sweet potato sticks right here.
All right, yeah, this is
What it
YouTube
is.
only. Go ahead. Oh no, that's not true. We're a video on
Spotify
Spotify
as
now
well.
too. Yeah, go hit up while you're there, like and subscribe. If you want all the best race day snacks, head on over,
We got
follow,
you.
like, and subscribe. All right, on today's episode, a little bit of a fun one. Let's be honest, it's August, the doldrums of summer here in Milwaukee. We are just getting blanketed in Canadian wildfire smoke. My Canadian friends, I love you, but you are making my outdoor training miserable. I waited last night to do my workout until like 9, thinking that the air quality would be better. It wasn't. 21 minutes in, I was getting lightheaded. I was like, this is bad.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
terrible.
bad.
Not
It's
fun.
not great. Yeah, this summer has not been good. It's been humid, wildfires. It's just like, man, get me to fall. Get me to fall. But anyway, I digress. We're in the doldrums of summer. So, bringing you a little bit of a fun episode today. We're going to be doing a what course do you want to run bracket. Now, I'm going to set this up and we're going to go ahead and get into it. We decided to take a little bit of a spin on this. So it's not just going to be pure data, because there are a couple of courses that stand out as to be courses that you probably want to run if you have a chance, i.e. Berlin and New York City. But that would be too obvious. So as always, we want to have a spirited debate. So we're going to take a little bit of a different angle. We are going to factor in, the panelists are going to factor in the likelihood of a PR. We're also going to factor in, is that a place that I want to go to? Would that be a sweet racecation, as they call it? And it should be a good conversation. As always, follow along in the comments. Let us know where we got it right, where you think we got it wrong, and where you want to see us go. So with that, Jack, you want to go ahead and pull up the bracket?
Let's do it. How many venues have you guys been to?
Ooh, good question.
It's got to be under 10. I think I've only raced 6 times.
I've been to 2 Chicago venues, Schaumburg and Navy Pier, Fort Lauderdale, Dallas, Houston, Anaheim, Nice. 8 different venues.
All right. I'm only Dallas, Houston, and Chicago so far, but
Yeah.
This year I'm going to Boston and Toronto. I'm going to be double digits.
Wow. Back to back,
Yeah.
right?
We don't get to race
Yeah.
that much. We don't get to race
Yeah.
that
I mean, this is
much.
true. I am also
it's
going to be in Boston.
it's like whenever you can get a ticket, you're gonna go to that
Yeah.
race.
Yeah.
So I'm going to race in right now. The plan is in Boston. I'm going to race doubles pro with Chase on
Sweet.
Friday and then race solo pro Sunday. And then the plan is to race mixed doubles in Toronto. So,
All right.
all right. We have actually, you know what? Why would I even try to explain this? Jack is the man behind the Excel math. So Jack, do you want to explain how we've got this set up?
Let's do it. So we've got our North America region, rest of the world, which is APAC, pretty much South America, Africa, and then a couple different regions of Europe. We're gonna fly through this realistically. Let's start in North America. The number 1 seed. It hosted World Championships last year. I feel like Chicago deserves that spot for North America. Going head to head against Mexico City. Where would you guys rather go?
Chicago.
Yeah, I feel like that's a no-brainer just because it's an easy flight for me from New Jersey. And I also was extremely impressed with Chicago as a city. I've been to quite a few, and that's probably top 3 for me. It just made a really solid impression. Food was great. It was clean. It was fun to run around. The Great Lake was great. Just jumped right in. Like, there's lots of stuff to do over there.
All right.
I don't
would
know much about
love-
Mexico City.
Yeah, I would love to visit Mexico City, to be clear. So this is not to my Mexican friends. This has nothing to do with Mexico City. I would love to visit and I would love to hang out. I am not racecationing at 7,500 feet of elevation. I am a sea dweller, as they call it. I live basically as close to sea level as you can without being on the sea. And I want no part of running a HYROX at 7,500 feet. So this has nothing to do with Mexico City as a city and has everything to do with the fact that I don't want to be that high in the air.
I live at 6,000 feet elevation. Not easy to do these HYROX intervals
Yeah.
for training. So I agree. The
You
only
got to add 1,500.
the only counter argument that I have, and actually, I'll save it for a different venue because Mexico City is going to lose. Mexico City is actually the slowest course in HYROX history when you adjust everything for like expected time, just because it's
I think
that
I
high
saw
elevation.
that. And to be clear, I want this is not a comment on the athletes themselves. I think that like men's pro 30 to 34, if I recall, which is like typically speaking the most competitive age group in men's pro, was won with like a 70.
Yeah,
Like
Wow.
there was like one
that-
guy who ran a 64, and that's about it.
Yeah, that wouldn't even a 70 minutes doesn't even get you top 3 in most normal courses. Like
No.
I don't even know if it gets you top 5 to be or top 10 at this point. So
Yeah.
and
All
that's altitude.
Moving on, Chicago gets the win. Battle of the Canadian cities, Toronto, and a brand new one, Vancouver. Who you got?
Have you been to Toronto, Matt? Did you go last year?
I have been to Toronto and Vancouver for fun,
Okay.
but
But
I've
not
never
for the HYROX.
raced. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm currently signed up to go to Toronto in October.
Got it.
This one's
That's a great
tough.
time of year to go to Toronto.
Yeah, this one's tough. Have either of you been to either city?
Toronto
No.
twice in October.
Okay.
So they're both awesome and beautiful for very different reasons. Toronto is obviously more metro. I shouldn't say obviously. Toronto, in my opinion, is more metropolitan. Think
It's
like
the biggest city in Canada.
yeah. Think big city. Think New York. Views from the 6. Shout out Drake. Vancouver, also a very nice and clean city, but has access to. I would consider it to be an extension of the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
So if you like great views, hiking, it's beautiful. I'm gonna say I don't remember when's the Vancouver race.
Well, that is the issue. It's a few days before Christmas, so that's going to be expensive flights, and you probably already have vacation plans realistically for Christmas.
Vancouver would be okay. So here's the one thing about here would be the one cool thing about doing it that time of year. I hear you on that. That doesn't sound great. You could, if you really wanted to, you could hit up Whistler.
Yeah, turn it into a skication after, if your quads are surviving after the race.
Right.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But if you wanted to make it a trip, I think it's only 300 miles. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's Vancouver.
To Whistler? It's a
Yeah.
couple hours outside the city limits, if I remember right.
Yeah, I'm just looking it up. This was going for anyway, you keep going. I'll look this up. I don't want to keep people waiting.
Well, I can give my 2 cents. I've never been to either of these. I think I've only been to Montreal. But I feel like I would love the nature and the landscapes out in Vancouver more. So that would be my choice. December.
Hour and a half drive.
Yeah,
to
that's not bad.
Vancouver, Canada to Whistler. So if
Not
you're
bad.
if you're a ski bum like me, for that reason, you know what? Vancouver.
I was gonna agree.
All right.
I'm a winter sports guy.
All right.
I feel like that'd be
Makes
fun.
sense. Colorado, obviously. There we go.
Yeah.
First
I grew up in New
upset.
Hampshire, so that's also
First upset.
All right. 3-6. We're going dry southwestern cities, Las Vegas versus Phoenix. Las Vegas.
This one is so easy for me.
Previously hosted a world championship. We don't know what's going to happen in Phoenix. It's hosting a major this year.
Yeah, I'll make this argument short and sweet. I hate Vegas. Cheryl Snow, I love you. I hate Vegas. It sucks. Give me Phoenix. It's going to be at a stadium. That's dope. We're going to have a HYROX in an NFL stadium. It's going to be in January, late January, early February, which is perfect when I'm trying to get out of Wisconsin when it's cold. The weather is going to be beautiful. You can sit poolside after. My quads can be blown up all they want. Vegas smells like smoke.
Phoenix. I have yet to be in Vegas as well, but Phoenix Stadium, that sounds awesome. So definitely Phoenix.
I raced a Spartan race in 2019 in Phoenix Stadium. It is fantastic. That venue is great. The whole complex area, that part of town is fantastic. I agree, Matt. I went on a friend's trip to Las Vegas 2 years ago. It is so overpriced. It's just, I don't know. It's lost some of its charm to me. We're going with Phoenix.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. Definitely going to sign up for that this year.
Michelle, your neck of the woods, New York versus DC. Which East Coast city should people go to?
Yeah. So I have been to both of these, multiple. No, I didn't go to DC this year, but I've been to New York multiple times. So as a spectacle, New York outdoors is awesome. And I had so much fun watching this year. I don't know if I want to race in particular outdoors just because I had a terrible experience the first year. So I might go DC because that's also one of my top cities just that I like to go visit. I am a art person and DC's got way too many museums to keep me busy. So I usually love going to visit. Plus, I'm in New Jersey and I go to New York all the time. So DC would be my vote.
Matt?
This one is actually fairly tough for me because now I'm not just evaluating what city would I want to go to. I'm actually evaluating the races themselves. And to Michelle's point, New York, although can be a fast time, people forget because those Saturday evening race times were like perfect because the weather was perfect and the turf and all of that. But people forget that the day before it was hot, humid, and the sleds weren't moving. And so, yeah, they literally were not moving. So it's like you have just as high of it's a coin flip. So if you're going to New York, I think you have to accept the fact. And I actually remember I was talking to Kent about this when I was trying to decide if I was going to do it. You have to just accept the fact that it might not be a PR because you just don't know what the course conditions are going to be. A year ago when they did New York, we saw there was one of the days it was 97 degrees and humid. I don't want to do a HYROX in 97 degrees and humidity. That sounds terrible.
It's worse than other elevation.
Yeah. So, and New York is expensive. Flights to New York are expensive. God willing, we're going to get Newark figured out quickly on how to fix the monstrosities that is that airport.
It is better now. I could attest it is better now.
Those hotels are expensive. I do like visiting New York. I think like if you're a city person like me, it's a great place to visit. But there's a lot of things going against it. when I go to DC, I also like the museums. It was sweet that they did it right around like cherry blossoms were in like peak bloom. The weather was perfect. That was great. However, that course was overcrowded. So it actually wasn't super great to run at that course. It is typically the US championships, which is exciting. I know this is a lot of me rambling, but this is actually a very tough decision. I think I'm between, if you want a good race, if you want a high likelihood at a good race, you'd go to DC. If you want an awesome city experience, you'd probably go to New York. Because even to Michelle's point, there's obviously a lot of great art in DC, but there's also a lot of great art and shows and things to do in New York too.
For sure.
Given that I have gone experiences on the last two, give me the race. I'm going to take DC. I also like an underdog.
Double DC. So I was going to go with New York, but this might be one of the hardest like toss up of the two, because I like visiting both cities. Realistically, I think that having the increased competition likely due to the North American Championship being in DC, I think that might tip the scale a little bit. So I'm fine going with DC.
All right.
DC. All
it's
right.
just unpredictable when it's outdoors. So
for sure.
Yeah. All right.
Are we gonna keep going, or we want to finish out the Sweet 16?
We're finishing North America.
Okay.
We got Chicago or Vancouver. Is there venue fatigue at this point with Chicago? We've all gone there a few months or a couple months ago at this point.
This is tough for me. This is my home race, or as close to a home race as I can have, because I can drive there in 75 minutes.
And this is not just for us. This is like how, if you're a U.S. listener, it's a very accessible location, middle of the country, proven fast venue, but we've been there a lot.
Flight prices are usually typically reasonable because it's United's biggest hub. It's actually their headquarters. So there's a million flights a day to Chicago. I mean, travel wise, like I will say, it's definitely, I'm willing to bet that unless you live in the Pacific Northwest, it is easier to get to, or there's more convenience to get to Chicago than there probably is to get to Vancouver.
Vancouver also involves a border crossing. So now you have to wait at,
maybe. We're international, Jack.
That's true. It could be the opposite for Chicago. You're right.
Chicago is notoriously a faster course as well, right? So like easy to travel to, affordable, fast race. I feel like Chicago would be good too.
And to your point about borders, Jack, we are a global audience. I think that when people think of when people outside of North America, when they think about visiting North America, Chicago is going to be higher on their list than Vancouver. So for that, I'd go Chicago. And this is where we don't know what Vancouver is going to be. It's going to be a new course, so it could be fast. Traditionally speaking, some of the fastest times and best races have come at Chicago.
One other thing to think about, though, this is going to be in a cool part of year, and you typically run faster at a cool time of year. They're not having an outdoor Vancouver race in December, so I imagine just the ambient temperature is going to be pretty comfortable, and that usually results in faster times. Although I guess Chicago
that would be true for both.
Chicago in November. So you're right. I think Chicago. It's earned.
I think Chicago. Yeah.
All right.
It's also one of the most. It is also one of the most iconic HYROX courses of all time. So that has to mean something.
Yeah, there's a reason they hosted Worlds there. All right, Phoenix and DC.
I want to see the stadium. I want to go to Phoenix.
Yeah, I want to go to Phoenix too. I think the time Phoenix, the time of year it is, the weather's going to be basically perfect, and that is a spectacle. Like I think where do they do stadium races this year? They did one in Asia, and then they did one in Warsaw.
We'll talk about it when we get to the other brackets.
But the Warsaw one looked sick. So give me the stadium, Phoenix.
Yep.
Okay. I'm fine also. All right. Who's going to win the North American bracket, Chicago or Phoenix?
I'm going to zig when everyone thinks I'm going to zag. Give me the upset. Give me Phoenix. And the reason why is because, again, this could just be because Chicago's a little played out for me for how many times I've run it. But Phoenix at that time of year, and I like a warm vacation. You get to run, and then you can sit by the pool. There's some sweet hikes. It's different. It's new. The stadium is unique. I personally am going Phoenix.
Yeah, curiosity is winning out for me on this one. Phoenix, it is.
People are dying for warmer weather at that time of year. Send us somewhere warm. We're going Phoenix. All right. So Phoenix with the upset. I didn't think that was going to happen, honestly.
I didn't think that was going to happen either.
All right. Moving on to rest of the world, or do you want to go to let's go rest of the world, then we'll do all Europe.
Sweet.
All right. So rest of the world, we have a mix of Australia, South America, Africa, Asia, just a lot of places. So number 1 seed, we've got Sydney versus the 8 seed Rio de Janeiro.
As long of a flight as it is to Australia, I feel like that's still my choice because it's always been on my list to travel to at some point just to go see it. I feel like it would be awesome to go visit there.
I think in terms of accessibility, it's not easy for anybody outside of Australia to get to Sydney realistically. But Rio's in the southern hemisphere, and that's not exactly an easy place to get to either.
Yeah.
Both of them are located by the ocean, so it's going to get really humid. I don't know what time of year those are, because obviously southern hemisphere, we've got opposite summer, winter than in the northern hemisphere. Sydney's a proven venue, and Rio, you just never know how those brand new ones are going to go. I think that would actually be the first or one of the first ever events in South America. Could potentially have a hiccup. I know that HYROX is a pretty well-oiled machine, but I think you got to go with the proven one in Sydney.
This is tough because I agree with you. Sydney's on my bucket list. The problem is for racing, neither one is great from a travel perspective, but I think Rio is like 9 hours of travel versus Sydney is like 22, 20. And like you're going back a full day. Jet lag is going to be real. Racing is going to be tough. I think this is something that would just have to be about I mean, to be honest, I'm not traveling. If I'm traveling more than a 4-hour flight, 5-hour flight for any race that's not Worlds, it's got to just be about the experience and not the race itself.
You got to travel for like 2 weeks for this one, just cause.
Yeah, I think I'm with Michelle. Sydney's always been on my bucket list, so I'm going to go with Sydney.
Okay. All right.
It was also a pretty fast course, right? Some good times there, right? Maybe.
I thought there were.
Yeah.
I mean, athletes in Asia just pop out fast times left and right, it seems. So, all right. Heading up to Asia, we've got Singapore versus Yokohama in Japan.
This is a tough one because from a travel perspective, I have friends that have visited both of, like, at least Japan and Singapore, and I've heard great things about both. I think they're equally as far from us, so I don't know if that plays into it. I'm not really sure, actually. I want to hear what you guys think.
Yeah, I'm going to be in Japan on vacation in a couple months, so I'm actually I'm not going for the race, but that would have been cool. I think Yokohama is southwest of Tokyo, but Tokyo, that's kind of your gateway to a lot of parts of Asia. It's very direct travel from a lot of West Coast cities in the US. If we're looking at it from a US perspective, Singapore, however, had that fantastic outdoor stadium venue, right? But everybody complained about how hot and humid it was. So,
and it's like that all year long.
I don't think it's a domed stadium. Yeah, they're very close. They're tropical type of environment. Being close to the equator, that's going to be hot and humid. Might be easy to, I don't know. I feel like it would be easier to get to Japan personally for most people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I mean, these are just different vibes, right? If you are an American, Singapore is probably a little bit easier to navigate because it is very, English is like much more common than Yokohama. But I've always been interested in going to Japan. I want to see the futuristic skyscrapers. Everybody that I know that's gone to Japan talks about how amazing it is, like culturally. This again, as
People just
people
get
live
it.
Yeah, it's just a very cool place to visit. They also have the 4 seasons in Yokohama, whereas Singapore is just hot and humid all year long, which isn't going to lead to a good race. It's a lot of travel.
Singapore, if you look at
30
like
minutes from Tokyo. I'm
yeah,
gonna go
Yeah.
Yokohama.
yeah.
I think I'm
Singapore,
gonna like the food more in Japan, so I'm going Japan here.
yeah. No, Singapore would be fun to visit. They're always high on like how well run places are and how advanced they are. But I think Yokohama, we're gonna go with Japan. All right, Mumbai versus Cape Town. I've
Cape
got a
Town.
strong argument for Mumbai.
Let's hear it.
Did you see how easy it was to qualify for Worlds? That the gap like between Rylan when he went to Delhi and like 5th place. I think like 4 or 5 people broke 70 minutes. If you're looking for a place to qualify for Worlds,
Brand new market.
Yeah,
that is
it's
where
just not
you
as
go.
popular yet.
Yeah.
That being said, Cape Town, South Africa seems awesome. Like for a vacation destination.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'm
someone just
going.
told me
This
that.
is an easy choice for me. I'm not even gonna go back and forth on the two. I'm going Cape Town.
That's my inclination as well.
Yeah, I would rather visit Cape Town. It's going to be a long trip either way. I was just making the devil's advocate argument that if you need to qualify somewhere, go to a new market.
It's true.
That being said, Cape Town's going to win. Hong Kong versus Abu Dhabi.
I'm gonna go. This one's pretty easy for me too, for similar reasons as Yokohama. I'm gonna go with Hong Kong. It just looks like an amazing city. I mean, both are good representations of culture for where they're at. But I would go with Hong Kong personally, just because I think that'd be cool.
They haven't put Dubai on the calendar yet. They've raced there previously, so that's why I went with Abu Dhabi as the representative. Would that have changed things? Hong Kong versus Dubai?
No, no, not for me.
Okay, yeah. I've been to the Middle East, or well, I guess Dubai 3 times. One time I flew into Abu Dhabi. That is the nicest airport I've ever been to. Got a great public transport, like a train to get between the two cities. It's like an hour and a half or so. Super clean. I have never been to Hong Kong. Every athlete who has been over there for HYROX said that it was pretty awesome. And I've heard that Hong Kong's like a very hilly city. Like it has a lot of, it's just more visually striking from a nature perspective. So I'd probably go with Hong Kong as well.
Yeah, just purely from a food standpoint, Asian food is pretty up there for me. So I feel like I would enjoy Hong Kong more as well.
All right. Michelle's going on the
Motivated
food
by
trip.
food. Yeah.
All right. Sydney versus Yokohama. You going northern hemisphere or southern?
This is tough because this could easily for me be the Elite 8 matchup for this bracket.
Japan for me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Michelle just ending it, just like Matt with Las Vegas. Get out of here.
Yeah, I'd go Sydney. I still think like I've always had it in my mind that I wanted to do a 2-week trip and hit Australia and New Zealand. And that's just like I think that's higher up. I mean, I do want to visit Japan, but I also just think like this is my personal opinion, my personal feelings. I don't like being stressed when traveling. And the one thing that I'd be stressed in both these situations, but the one thing that I've been told is that Japan is great, but as you start to get outside of Tokyo, that it is difficult as a dumb American. And so I feel like that would cause unnecessary stress for me wearing a Bass Pro Shop hat. So I'm going to go with Sydney personally.
Yeah, it's about 5 or 6% of people in Japan speak English, so it might be difficult to get around. That being said, when I went to Saudi Arabia, I was in parts where no one was speaking English, and I used the Google Translate app just to speak into it, pass my phone, they talk back, and it worked fluently. I imagine it's going to work the same in Japan. I'm going to break the tie. I'm literally going to Japan soon, so I might change my pick later, but I think Yokohama would be a pretty sick place to go.
Nice.
Sorry, Australia.
To all of our Aussies, I am with you in solidarity.
They had a hard matchup. That happens every year in March
Yeah.
Madness. Could have easily made it to the Elite 8. Who you got, Cape Town or Hong Kong?
I'm sticking with Asia, Hong Kong.
Yeah, I'm a city guy, so I'm going Hong Kong.
All right. I think the trip, like if you wanted to go and see like just a crazy part of the world nature wise, and Cape Town would be where it's at, but Hong Kong does seem really cool. Just don't buy real estate there because it's the most expensive real estate market in the world, apparently. Okay, who's gonna win, Yokohama versus Hong Kong?
Jack, you're
There's,
gonna have to let us know how the Japan trip is.
Yeah,
I know, I know.
In this matchup, I'd probably go Yokohama because I feel like I could hit more. There's a lot, like I'd hit more of Japan while I was there. I mean, I guess you could argue that if I'm already over in Asia at that point, that I could hit other cities from Hong Kong. But I think I'm just gonna go with Yokohama.
Yeah, let's go for
Japan
the upset.
has, yeah, Japan has great infrastructure, like to get between major metro areas. So if it's in the southwest corner, you're already on your way to Osaka, and you can get to Kyoto, maybe see Mount Fuji along the way and stuff. So I'm going Yokohama.
Japan.
I'll let you know how it goes.
Yep.
All right, so we have our bracket on the west, or on the left side of the screen. Time to go to Europe. 1 versus 8 matchup. The future home of the World Championship for HYROX in 2026, Stockholm, Sweden versus Copenhagen, Denmark.
Okay, now we're getting into, these are races that we've got some data for. How does Jack's butt compare Stockholm to Copenhagen?
Should have asked me a few seconds ago, and I could have pulled that up. So keep blabbing.
So Stockholm's going to be our world champs this coming year, right?
Well, isn't Stockholm where Hunter set his world record?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's got to be a fast course. Copenhagen was the 4th fastest course last year.
Okay.
Stockholm was still fast, faster than Chicago, but Copenhagen was very fast.
Yeah,
The
so
thing
as
is,
far as cities go, Stockholm is going to be more like a little more elegant, and Copenhagen's going to be a little bit more laid back. Both very walkable, both good food scenes.
the problem is, how are you going to race in Stockholm unless you qualify? I'm realizing.
Well, surely do they not have another Stockholm race? Is that the only time they're going to Stockholm? Is Worlds?
I believe so, but I might be wrong.
Hold on, you keep talking now. I'll look it up.
Although now this is convincing. Hey, you qualified for Worlds. Is it worth going? I personally, just the atmosphere of Worlds in Chicago. That's the only HYROX World Championship I've been to. I think it was totally worth it.
Yeah.
There is a Stockholm race in December.
Okay. Nice and warm.
I'll go
Arctic
Stockholm here. I feel like both would be interesting to go to, but we want to go to World Champs.
Sweden versus Denmark.
Matt, my gut's telling me that you're leaning towards Copenhagen.
You're not wrong. I do like the laid back vibe, and I've always wanted to visit Denmark, but I've also always wanted to visit Sweden. So it's Stockholm. Because here's the thing. Do I hope that all of our visitors, our listeners, qualify for Worlds? Yeah, but that's not reality. And so you can race Stockholm during the season. It's Stockholm in December versus Copenhagen. You know what? I'm gonna say we've seen some really great races historically at Stockholm. I'm gonna go Stockholm.
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 Right. I've got friends in Copenhagen, and they say it's a great place to visit, and it's always high up there in like the work-life balance and some of those metrics that just make a city pretty appealing to go and visit. But yeah, I guess Stockholm, they're gonna be hosting Worlds.
All right.
Let's do it. Battle of France, Paris or Nice? Matt, I believe you went to Nice.
Mhm.
I've been to Paris.
I'm gonna go. This one
vacation
is
wedding.
actually very easy for me. That Nice venue was the worst experience I've ever had at a HYROX. Not because it wasn't beautiful. It was. Nice was amazing. The south of France is lovely. Personally, I would rather visit Nice for a vacation than Paris,
Yeah.
but it was so damn hot and humid. People were getting taken out on stretchers. That's not hyperbole. That's real. And the Grand Palais in Paris was the coolest venue, in my opinion, I've ever seen. Paris.
That was where they had doubles, pro doubles
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks so cool. Yeah. In terms of race, like where I would want to race more, Paris is definitely it. But I'm typically a coastline person to travel to, so that's a tough one. But I feel like Paris outweighs. That's just obviously
I like
a
racing in
no-brainer.
air conditioned venues, so I'm just
Yeah.
gonna eliminate Nice because that's not nice.
Paris it is.
All right, Glasgow versus Dublin.
This is tough.
Yeah, Scotland versus Ireland.
I mean, I will say this. Similar climates, both historical cities.
English speaking.
Yeah, English speaking, which doesn't matter to our to some of our listeners, but
Most
like I
of
said,
Europe.
I guess it has to actually apply because we are doing this podcast in English. I just feel like
Not anymore.
the Dublin course is, keep me honest here, Jack, but I feel like the Dublin course is historically not fast.
What? That was the one where like Sean Noble had a crazy fast time and came out of nowhere.
That's one, but we've got how many
Dublin
races
last year actually was slightly faster than Berlin.
Interesting.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Well, then you know what? This is easy for me because your boy loves a nice cold Guinness. And so after the race, I can head to where it all began, do the tour, get 2 free pints of Guinness, and that's all right with me. So I'm going to go Dublin.
I'm kind of intrigued by Glasgow, so that was going to be my pick, and it is my pick.
Oh,
both would be fun, but yeah, I'm leaning towards Glasgow here.
Got to bring a rain jacket for both of them.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of accessibility, what isn't easy? I imagine from Europe, it's basically the same to get to both of them.
Probably.
Glasgow being a little farther north. How about from North America? I know that there are several flights that are nonstop to get to Dublin. My cousins have visited Dublin and they said it's fantastic. I don't want that to be like the difference maker. But
it's tough too because good HYROX. These are also very strong. We haven't mentioned this yet, but these are also very strong HYROX personalities. Glasgow, we've got Graham Holiday. I would love to go to Elevation and work out. I mean, that gym looks sick and Graham's awesome. But in Dublin, you get to hang out with HYROX royalty and the OGs, Tom and Dina Hogan. And Tom and Dina Hogan like to party, so maybe I could convince them to get a Guinness with me. I don't know. From Chicago, to answer your question, though, Jack, it's about a 7-hour nonstop flight to Dublin. You cannot get direct to Glasgow.
That's what I was saying. It's a little less accessible.
Yeah.
You're probably going to have to fly into a different city. Now, here's a question. How did Rich? I thought he had a good time when he went to Glasgow.
He did.
He did. He has also said
that
he's also said that it's about 400 to 500 meters short. Now, to be fair, that would be
no, not a good finishing time.
Just like actually like vacationing around.
Like he enjoyed his time there.
Yeah. He did like some hikes. He went.
Rich, that time is whack. Rich, that time is whack. You rip on everyone else. I'm saying it right now. Your time is whack.
58, right?
No, he said he had a good time. He was hitting up all the cafes and all of
our man's was ripping espressos.
Yep.
I don't know. This is tough. I would probably go. I'm sticking with Dublin. Jackie the tiebreaker.
I would like to go and see like the Highland Games, for instance. I think I'm gonna go with Glasgow.
All right.
London versus Amsterdam.
The Aussies and the Irish have become fans of me, and they hate you too. So that's where we're at. This one's really easy for me. I don't even need to get into it. London is my favorite European city to visit, hands down. I love London. There was actually a point in time when my company was offering to transplant people, and I considered it for a 2-year stint. I love London. London is my answer.
I definitely want to visit both of these places, but London would be first for me.
The only problem is if you go to London, are you going to have to race on like a Tuesday at 2:15 p.m.? Because
it's going to be the 2-week-long trip.
Yeah.
But that's the
For
experience,
HYROX
though.
specifically.
That's the experience. They are the first market to go gangbusters for HYROX. I mean, it's insane. I mean, they've been on a lottery now for what, 2 years, 3 years? I mean, it's crazy. Like,
we think we have
to
it bad in
me-
the US.
Yeah.
No, it's
even though
hard
Germany,
to get a ticket.
even though Germany is the home of HYROX, I feel like the UK and England specifically is like the capital of HYROX. And so
You must be doing something right if it's so
Yeah.
popular over there.
London.
All right. No brainer.
Yep.
Moving on. Let's go. Stockholm versus Paris.
I am sticking just because of the venue alone. Like I said, that's a top venue for me. That wins out. Paris.
Yeah, Paris would be sweet.
I would love to go to World Championship, having Stockholm there, but you're right. That venue, we kind of made our decision on Phoenix based on the venue and just how cool, and Paris has a lot of stuff to do around there. So I will make it 3 for 3. Paris gets the win. Ooh, London versus Glasgow.
London. It's accessible. I can get pretty much anywhere from there. I love the city. The museums are amazing. The history is amazing. It's very easy to get around. You can use Apple Pay on the tube. It's great.
Who has Apple?
Yeah, I'm sold to the accessibility alone. London.
Yeah, I agree. London seems like a great place to visit. I haven't been there yet. Now we need to determine probably the 2 most recognizable cities. If you ask people to name 2 cities in Europe, it would probably be London and Paris. Who are we going to go with?
Yeah, let's get into some data on this one, Jack. How do the courses compare?
Okay, so last year, London was 1.2% and 1.9% fast. Paris was 2.5% and 0.2% fast. So I guess they have multiple events.
Average out.
Yeah. So they're pretty even.
Well, but they were also different venues. So
that's the thing.
Which one was the Grand Palais? That was the one
I'm
in
thinking,
April.
I'm thinking Grand. Yeah, the Grand Palais. That one would be that's the faster one. 2.5% fast. I just
Paris for me, dog. Give me that fast time in a sick venue in a major city. I can eat so many croissants.
French food kind of sucks,
espressos.
though. I was very disappointed in French cuisine when I went there.
What about the bakeries?
The French are going to hate me for this. The one thing that they definitely get wrong is breakfast. There's no protein in it. And I actually work with
Give me all the
several
carbs.
I work with several people who are French, and they laughed at me and they're like, that's because the true French know that breakfast is a croissant and a cigarette.
Yeah.
So
that's true. The smells
the
in
food
Paris
is
something else, though.
The food in London is the food scene would be better. I'm still gonna go with I can't get it out of my mind. I would love to race in the Grand Palais.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet venue, Paris for me.
Yep, definitely for the race experience. Got to go Paris. All right, we left half of Europe off. Let's go to Central, South, and East Europe. Got Berlin, the fastest course. Everybody knows it. Versus Warsaw.
Ooh. How are the times in Warsaw? That stadium.
Not as fast as Berlin. 2.6% fast.
And Berlin is the outdoor one?
Mm-hmm. The airport.
Okay, I'm going to throw this out there, though, because we did kind of see this. Berlin was a multi-day event. There was a day when it was a torrential downpour, and those times were not fast.
Yeah, Could be a New York situation.
And so it could be, it has the last 2 years, there have been historically fast times out of those 2 courses. And I think everyone's acknowledging it. I mean, some people are even talking or have mentioned that they've tried to get into Berlin and it's already sold, or it was sold out and it's tough to get into, but you know that the times are going to be fast. We have seen some Elite 15 athletes come out and say that they know that their time was fast because they were racing Berlin. It's a straight shot run, which is great. All that being said, I still think that even though it has been fast 2 times in a row, I think that's just luck. You could get crappy weather. No, my point is you could get crappy weather. That
isn't Warsaw Stadium?
Yes.
Yeah, Warsaw's
not a
stadium, so
domed
it's
one, right?
inside.
Is it okay? Because I knew
I think
a few,
it was.
few
Hold on, let's
stadiums
see.
weren't.
Hold on, keep talking. You make your case. I'll look up HYROX Warsaw.
I mean,
feel
if go ahead, Michelle.
I was just gonna say, since we have Phoenix as our stadium winner over there, I'm gonna go Berlin just to get the experience.
You're running on an airport, and we've talked how many times on this show have we talked about, man, I wish I could race Berlin. That would be so great. BK could finally break 70. You know, that's the thing we're looking for.
You gotta go.
You can't not have Berlin win this particular matchup. Like,
yeah. That's my vote.
Hold on. Let me just
shut
check.
It down.
No, let me just check, because if you're right, I think this is if you were right about this stadium, then it is.
It looks
it's an
like
indoor stadium.
No, I'm looking at their picture on HYROX's website.
No,
It has
I know that's
a hole
deceiving.
in the roof.
Nope, it doesn't. Pull down your screen really quick.
Pull down the screen. Oh, the screen share?
Yeah.
Let's check this out.
Okay.
Indoor stadium.
All right,
Cool.
all right.
I mean, this looks pretty sick too.
That doesn't change a thing. I'm going Berlin.
Yeah, I still want to go Berlin.
All right. Berlin it is.
Hating on Berlin, still doesn't want to go there. Warsaw would be cool, though.
Is about.
Matt apparently said that everybody who has visited or raced in Poland had a good time, so I'm sure it'll be fun. Battle of Spain. Barcelona versus Madrid. Rich's favorite place to visit.
Huh.
This is tough. I mean, because it kind of takes location out of it a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what we did with France, where we did Paris versus Nice.
So Barcelona is going to be Mediterranean vibes because it's on the coast. Madrid is more inland. So it's kind of the Spanish version of Nice versus Paris. I'm sure that someone's going to absolutely tear me apart in the comments for saying that, just so we're clear. I'm sure that I'm about to just get absolutely roasted for even suggesting such a thing. I would go with, I like the Mediterranean personally. And they're both going to be warm. But I think Barcelona is going to be nicer throughout the year because it's on the coast. Whereas I believe Madrid can get kind of chilly in the winter. And I like beaches and mountains, of which Barcelona has both. Give me Barcelona.
100%.
The only problem
also
Barcelona.
Pelayo and Elena both listen to this show, and I'm sure that I'm going to get roasted for something. I already know it.
The only problem with Barcelona is they're having all those protests against tourism in Spain, and like Barcelona is kind of the hub, so you might not have a good time there. You might have a good time, but they might not like you there.
Yeah, but you know what? If I go to either one of these places, I'm calling my boy Pelayo, and I'm getting all the wrecks. Yeah. And I'm even going to see if he wants to go with me. And for that reason alone, I'll be okay.
You could fly out of O'Hare just nonstop. Yeah, I'll go Barcelona also. Being coastal, that's pretty cool. All right, let's head a little more central in Europe. Vienna, Austria versus St. Gallen. Have you guys seen what St. Gallen looks like?
No.
Google it.
It's in Switzerland, right?
It is.
Yeah, I don't know much about that at all.
I've always wanted to go to Switzerland,
Yeah.
and the pictures that I'm seeing right now are making this a fairly easy choice for me. Although Vienna is also great. But you know what? I'm gonna zig when people think I'm gonna zag. Give me St. Gallen.
And
I think it's one of those cities that isn't necessarily on the map. I mean, Switzerland doesn't have massive cities to begin with, but just visiting the area would be on my bucket list for sure. So I'm also going St. Gallen.
yeah, we'll make it 3 for 3. I think that intrigues me more at this moment.
No one wants to visit Alex's hometown. All right, a couple of big cities in Europe.
Easy, Rome.
I loved Rome when I visited. I think it's a fantastic place. Istanbul, that seems awesome to visit also. And it's very accessible coming from Asia throughout Europe. Like it's kind of one of the international hubs that you get sent through for a lot of times when you're traveling to Europe or Asia. So it would be very accessible.
I am half Italian. I gotta go Rome. Gotta go see it.
Right.
First on the list.
Well, that was easy. Matt, have you been there?
I have not been to either city, but Rome is on my bucket list.
10 out of 10 worth it. All right. Battle of the cities that begin with B. Berlin versus Barcelona.
How was Barcelona in terms of the race? Is this new or have we had this?
I think didn't Rich go to Barcelona?
No, we had
it was
Barcelona
was the LCQ.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Rich went to Madrid because that was when he was talking all that noise, and then he got waxed by John Wynn.
I don't think the last chance qualifier was particularly fast, right?
No, it was actually 0.1% slow. So as fair of a course as you can get.
It's fair.
This is race brain, and we're talking about Berlin. You got to go to Berlin.
Why would you race? Probably Berlin. To travel, probably Barcelona for me.
I know that's the easy.
But I'll go Berlin here if we're talking about the race experience.
Matt?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. I'm a part of race brain. I want this time. And if it's slow for whatever reason, it's not because of my fitness. It's because of the course. And somehow the conditions were ranked that day.
Yeah.
It's got to be Berlin. All right. St. Gallen versus Rome.
Rome.
Sorry. St. Gallen would have been cool, but got a bad matchup. All right. Berlin versus Rome.
Ooh.
You want to run fast or you want to have a good time?
I have gone vibes on every other one, but we have to have at least one data point in this.
Berlin. Yeah, Berlin it is.
That's crazy because I was going to go Rome on this one.
Well, you lost, Jack.
2-1 looks like Berlin.
We can't have a vibes final on a show that talks about how we don't.
I mean, we can make anything happen here, Matt.
We can, but we have to have at least one statistically relevant course. Otherwise, this is a sham.
All right.
My American bias is going to show Phoenix just because of the pure fact that, like, if I have the option between these two and a HYROX race is involved, I can get to Phoenix and back and not be jet lagged for days. I can't do the same for Yokohama. It's also going to be significantly less expensive, requires significantly less logistics. My American bias is showing, and it's in a stadium. Phoenix to the finals for me personally.
Race and vibes. Phoenix.
Race and vibes.
Really? Okay. Yeah, I mean, Phoenix for me is under a 2-hour nonstop flight from Colorado Springs. Good time of year. We haven't seen it yet. If you're an American listener, we're going to Phoenix. Now, Paris versus Berlin. Who's the city you should go to in Europe for a HYROX race this year?
Okay, so I just for fun saw this coming and asked ChatGPT how Berlin compares to Paris. So what I'm about to read is not my own opinion.
Straight from Matt's easy ChatGPT excuse.
This is what the bots say. The bots say that Berlin and Paris are two of Europe's most iconic capital cities, but they're wildly different in vibe, history, and lifestyle. If Paris is a classic novel, Berlin is a bold political memoir with graffiti in the margins. That speaks to my soul. Berlin is gritty, creative, edgy, alternative, whereas Paris is elegant, romantic, polished, and historic. Berlin is chill, artsy, countercultural, whereas Paris is fast-paced, chic, and structured. And Berlin is sprawling, decentralized, with open spaces, whereas Paris is compact, walkable, organized. So that's just what we're working with in terms of cities.
I think Paris.
And then food-wise, Berlin is global, experimental, vegan-friendly. Paris is French fine dining, bakeries, and cafes. Coffee in Berlin is third wave, which for a shout out Resolute, I am definitely on the third wave coffee gang. Indie roasters, whereas Paris is espresso and traditional cafes. And then affordability, Berlin is generally cheaper for food and drink, whereas Paris is pricey but has world-class cuisine.
Honestly, all of that made me want to go Berlin over Paris.
Yeah. Final thought. Paris seduces you with style and sophistication. Berlin challenges you with grit and reinvention. In the Milwaukee Roxer community, we call my home gym the Grit Factory. We are made of grit up here in Wisconsin. I'm with Michelle. ChatGPT convinced me, despite the fact that the Grand Palais is my favorite venue. Give me the grit, baby. I'll show you some grit on that HYROX course. I'm going Berlin, but not for the reasons you thought I was.
Matt, that ChatGPT summary that you just read sounded like when a company just uses phrases like synergy and fast-paced environment. Like, what does it even mean? What did you just read?
What are we talking about now?
All I needed to read was the word grit.
No,
grit, baby.
That was stupid. Yeah, well, you should have gone with Paris so that we could have had a, beautiful venue versus beautiful venue comparison. Instead, we're doing an airport.
Okay, but hold on a second. We have made it sound like the only reason why Berlin is winning, other than the fact that it's gritty, is because of the fast times. That is a sick venue. It's at a freaking airport.
It does seem really cool.
Like, that is also unique. Like, it's not just that it's fast. That's actually a cool, like, it's a historic venue in and of itself. So yes, although I like the Grand Palais more, it is being intellectually dishonest, Jack, to say that it's not a cool venue.
Running on an airport would be pretty cool. All right. It's a very hard matchup. Berlin is probably the most talked about course in Race Brain history.
Yep.
It belongs in the finals.
I'm gonna be honest with both of you. I did not see Phoenix versus Berlin. That is not how I thought this was gonna go.
I put Phoenix on there because I'm like, well, it's a U.S. major. Rich talked about it yesterday in our call, but that's about it. I had no idea it was actually going to beat some of these in our.
It's purely speculation because we have no idea what it's going to be like. Although, Jack, you said you did race there for a Spartan race, so you have
place. Yeah.
Well, this is also going to be cool though, because this is going to be the first time in the U.S. that we're going to see this. I believe this is the location that for the U.S. that they're going to do the certified course. That there's actually going to be, I believe that they're using the practice facility next to the venue for the elite course.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that Phoenix is the US race where there is going to be a separate course for elite racing. And that is pretty sick.
Yeah. I mean, technically, should I be right in Glendale? I know people locally are like, we're different, but
well, no, HYROX calls it Phoenix. They're not calling it Glendale. So
it was the same thing as New York for a while. It was absolutely New Jersey. It's now New York.
Yeah, close enough.
Which for Yorkers is just so offensive.
All right. So let's say you got a free ticket, free trip there. Where would you rather go? Phoenix or Berlin?
I'm leaning towards Phoenix, to be honest. Gotta factor in that travel.
I will say, historically speaking, we should probably come up with the stat for this because I don't know that. And Jack, keep me honest. But historically speaking, where there is a major, there is also typically good race times for age groupers as well. So
Drives are high.
maybe not Berlin good, but like typically speaking, we're seeing PRs come out of age group athletes at major cities as well.
Yeah, that article I wrote on racebrain.media, our website, it has the venues with the most top 100 all-time times. And Glasgow has 23, Berlin has 25, and Glasgow hosted a major, but there weren't 15 people in that. So that means people still threw down and had some fantastic times outside of the Elite 15 heat in that same venue.
The only caveat to that would be if it is in fact true that the Elite 15 setup is going to be different, then it is possible that logic doesn't play. Although you could, the Glasgow. Oh my gosh! Now I've got that dude who roasted me in the comments stuck in my head. Is it Glasgow or Glasgow? I don't want to go.
Glasgow.
Glasgow.
It's Gow, Matt. Keep saying it that way.
Okay, Glasgow. The only problem with Glasgow is that not problem, but it was a different setup. They had that weird, like, the elites like ran in this like circle thing and they would come out. Again, I'm gonna go with Berlin, but not because of the fast course. Give me the grit. I want the grit.
Berlin versus Phoenix. Berlin, if you want to run fast, that's where you're going. Everyone knows it at this point. It would be really cool to have a flawed PR. Phoenix, that's so close. You want to know how we need to decide this? Because Michelle, you ended up going Phoenix.
I went Phoenix.
That's my favorite thing though about people who race HYROX. If the course was fast and you got a fast time, that course was perfect. Like everybody else is lying. If the course sucked, then it wasn't your fitness. It was because the course was slow. That's my favorite thing about the people that race HYROX is no one's ever honest about if it's their fitness or if it's the course. It's always the opposite of what people say that it is.
All right.
How do you want to decide this?
I am very torn. I was going to say the only way to do it is wheel of names. Let's do it.
Between me and Matt.
This is appropriate.
The listeners are so pissed right now. They're like, wait, are you kidding me? After all of this?
Leaving it up to chance.
No, it's not leaving it up to chance. The wheel of names knows.
Wheel of names does know. I'm still not convinced. I'm still not convinced that you beat
Matt.
Bracken.
Pull it up.
That was the most ridiculous spin ever.
Like, yeah.
Will we get another ridiculous spin? I wonder how many times I've won. I want to know what my percentage is.
We should start tracking that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look that up.
I could just look in order, like who gets the first pick and stuff.
All right, wheel of names, Phoenix, Berlin. I'm gonna hit it right when it gets the middle. Let's go, baby! Give me the grit. Give me the grit. No,
right on the name.
I like this. I think it's gonna be good.
Matt is speechless, sad.
I can already tell that we're going to get a message from our CEO, Rich Ryan, that's literally going to say something to the effect of, what are we doing here?
We're having fun.
The inmates are running the asylum. Rich is about to come back and take over control. He's not going to like this outcome.
In all honesty, I'd say more than half of our listeners are coming from the U.S. We already made the argument, get out of winter, go somewhere nice and warm. It's a very cool stadium. I was kind of leaning towards Phoenix, to be honest, and that would have been 2-1. But wheel names is a great way to settle everything.
Wheel names is a great way. All right. So I have now gained German fans on this show. I have gained Irish fans on this show. The Aussies, they didn't like me for a while, but they're back on your boy. All right. As always, hit us with a like and subscribe on YouTube. Like and subscribe to the Spotify. Hit us with some comments. We're in there. I'm responding to you all. I'm responding.
Sure everybody agrees with what we chose, and since we've been to like a third of these venues, let us know how dumb we have great insight. Yeah.
Let us know how dumb we are.
And which ones we missed. There might have been like a really like Auckland would have been, that probably deserved a spot, and there's several in Asia, I'm sure, that we missed.
Yeah, like personally, I would love to go to Perth. So you know what? Maybe I just
personally.
Personally, I clearly need to just get down to Australia, New Zealand. All right, gang, we did it. Next week on the show, we've got the boys, Rich Ryan, Marcus Wallace. You know you're going to love it. There's going to be spicy takes galore. And for our listeners that stayed this long, I am relinquishing host duties, old school style. Rich Ryan is back in the host seat. We're going to throw down. Make sure you're subscribed. We'll talk to you soon. We're out.